I also want to talk to you guys about teen dating violence. It's on the rise, so much so that they actually have a month of their own. It's actually in February, but I wanted to bring it up a little bit because it's still domestic violence, and I've had some teens come forward and share their story. So I think it's just so important for us to hit on this as well. They say, the current stats, is that it's 1 in 11 females that in the high school years will experience some type of physical abuse, and then 1 in 15 males will experience some type of physical abuse. And then the sexual stats are actually a lot higher. But that's just high school. And in my field of what I've been doing, I actually work with teens, mostly middle schoolers, but I talk to them about safe dating and what healthy relationship looks like. What does abuse look like? What are the red flags? What are the things that they can look for to know? And most of them are dating at that age. You wouldn't think that they are in middle school, but a lot of them are. And some of them really appreciate when we come and talk to them about this because they never have anyone talk to them about these things. But in my experience, some of this is starting as young as 6th grade, 11 years old. That's 5th and 6th grade. So, and it's not going to be like the physical things that you hear about. It's going to be more of the emotional things. Technology has changed the game completely for when it comes to teen dating violence. I mean, just think about all the things and all the advancement and how you can use technology as a way to abuse someone. So when it comes to social media, one of the biggest things I see with teens is they constantly want to check each other's text messages, their social medias. They want each other's passwords. They want to be able to see and have that available to them at all times. They want to be able to log on to each other's private information. And when they're teens and they're dating, this should be their private information. They should not have to share their passwords. Another thing that I see is there's a lot more threats of, I'm going to hurt myself if you leave me. Or the other person might be threatening that they're going to out them and let them know that, maybe tell their parents that they're dating when they're not even allowed to be dating yet. Or maybe they're in a same-sex relationship and they're going to out them to everyone if they don't stay in the relationship with them. So there's a lot of things that we see that are emotionally abusive. In my personal experience, when it comes to teen dating violence, I see more females being offenders than males. The male offenders that I see are doing more of some of the physical things, but when it comes to the females, they're doing a lot more of the emotional abuse and the controlling behaviors of checking their phones and not having the right to privacy and going on each other's social media and just emotionally abusing. Also in public, they will humiliate the other person or do it on social media to embarrass them. Things that they do to try to control the relationship, to keep them stuck in the relationship. So with teen dating violence, it is an extreme issue, and parents, what we can do is we just need to pay attention. We need to pay attention to the red flags because most of them are the same. They may not be as harsh yet, but the statistics show that the adults in the relationships, when they're in domestic violence relationships, it started back when they were teens. There was red flags there all along. So there's things that we can look for and pay attention to our kids. We just need to be involved and we need to have these conversations with them. Like I said, many teens that I work with appreciate having the conversation because nobody's having it with them. And the biggest thing that I also do with them is talk to them about safety planning and what would they do in these scenarios if they ever come across someone that's going through it, because they will be a bystander in it at some point in their life, especially going into college. So just having these honest conversations with them and saying, what would you do in these situations? And not just being the parent face-to-face, but also being involved in what they're doing online with their social media, looking into that. Making sure that they're safe on there as well, because that is where it starts a lot of times.